So of course I've been a fan of Carolina Herrera for many years now. We have the original CH for men. We also have the Privé version. Here in 2023 we have a collaboration between two perfumers, Antoine Maison-Dieu and Christophe Renaud. Here we have a brand new fragrance. This one is called CH for Men Passion, or CH Passion for Men. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this iris and incense fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now before I begin today's video and I give you my thoughts on the brand new 2023 CH Passion for Men by Carolina Herrera, I'll tell you about the notes, the performance, the smell, the comparisons, the longevity, all that good stuff. But I do want to start the video off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. So here we have a fragrance by Carolina Herrera, and of course I'm used to smelling sweeter fragrances from this brand. Of course, with the original CH for Men, we have fragrances that are, very sweet and sugary. You have the sugar cane, the leather, you have some darker ingredients, some booze and rum, if I'm remembering correctly, in some of the flankers. But taking a look at this note breakdown, I was actually quite surprised. There's Texas cedarwood, there's iris, there's pink pepper, Tunisian neroli, there's cedarwood, I mentioned cedarwood already, but you also have frankincense and myrrh. So you have this incensey quality along with the iris, and you do have some sweet ingredients as well. You have the tonka bean and the vanilla. It creates a bit of an ambery personality as well, along with the darkness that comes from the incense. But in any case, I look forward to giving you my in-depth thoughts on the smell. Let's go ahead and start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get something that, for a lack of a better phrase, and I know this phrase isn't entirely accurate and I don't like using it from time to time, but I'm gonna say it. It's niche quality. And what I mean by that is a fragrance that takes creative risks, a fragrance that is not nondescript, it's not generic, it's not expected, it's not run-of-the-mill, it's not like another, cash grab or whatever. It actually opens up with a really interesting personality, the sandalwood, the richness, the spiciness. Of course, you do get the neroli in the opening. It's not as strong that anybody would compare it to like a neroli Portofino by Tom Ford or a 4711 or something like that. No, it's not that kind of a neroli, but it opens up very fresh and very spicy. So you have the pink pepper, you have the cedarwood. The cedarwood also adds a bit of a peppery finish as well, but immediately you get those incensey qualities, the olibanum, which is frankincense, and you also get the myrrh. And the combination of those two incensey ingredients creates this darkness that just envelops you, and it's not going to smell like a Roman Catholic church or anything like that. So it's not overly churchy or incensey because it also has some sweet ingredients in there. You have the vanilla, you have the tonka bean, you have this richness, this sweet dulcet quality, this smoothness, and the iris in here is starchy. And I love that about it. Whenever people smell iris, they typically associate it with the smell of lipstick. If you're familiar with the original Dior Homme by Christian Dior, it kind of has that effect. Well, the starchy iris in here works its magic along with the incensey qualities. And I was also thinking about Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Him, in the black bottle. That also has kind of like this sweet, spicy, peppery, incensey quality, and I kind of get a comparison to that a little bit. And this one is also getting compared to Prada L'Homme Intense, and also in a black bottle, right? That one is also a little bit on the darker side of things, but the incense that is in this fragrance is so beautifully done. It smells so resonant, and it smells so rich and opulent, and it's meditative in its own special way. And it does have those dark ingredients that you can easily fall in love with, and I absolutely love this one. At one point I thought to myself, wow, if this were packaged in a niche presentation and it sold for like $200, $300, it would be convincing. It's that type of a fragrance where it has the quality behind it, and it has the density, it has the richness. It's not superfluous in terms of the notes that it contains, but they're contained in a very nice, agreeable, calculated manner. And I think it's quite beautiful that the brand is able to put out something like this, because I've tried a lot of the other fragrances that that the brand has to offer. And one thing I can say is that they're consistently good, you know? I think there's a lot of brands that put out fragrances that I'm not a huge fan of, and it seems like they might have a hit and a miss. And this fragrance, as far as this collection, you know, the ones that are found in these rectangular bottles, the flankers that they put out, there was a Vegas version and an Africa version, if I'm remembering correctly. And, you know, they've all been quite nice. And the ones that I haven't tried, I've heard praise about them. So this one, Pasion or Passion, however you want to pronounce it, I think it's beautiful. This is a really nice balance of vanilla, tonka bean, creamy sandalwood, pepper, olibanum, myrrh. It's a beautiful fragrance. You have to try it, especially if it's available at a department store. It was a blind buy for me. I had no idea what it was going to smell like. I just paid full retail for it because I knew I was going to review it eventually. I'm just so glad that I ended up loving it as much as I do, and I really look forward to wearing it in the weeks and months to come. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this fragrance is certainly unique. Yes, I compared it to This Is Him by Zadig and Voltaire. People have also compared it to Prada L'Homme, but I think at the end of the day, it does its own unique thing. And, you know, Iris, I want to say, is a note that's used in a lot of Prada fragrances, and it has become a bit ubiquitous. But in terms of how it's combined with other notes and other ingredients, it's done so beautifully. And here, longevity is 8+ hours. Projection was amazing for the first hour of application. It radiated within an arm's length, not beyond. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 4, a skin scent right around hour 7.5 or 8. In terms of the versatility, I can see how somebody would argue that this one leans masculine. I would say it's about 60% masculine, 40% feminine, and I say that on account of the incense, the spices, and the woods. A lot of people associate those notes with being characteristically masculine. Great for the colder weather. I think this is perfect for fall and winter. If I'm being honest, it has enough of those really dark and dense ingredients, especially the spice and the incense. I think this one is great for somebody who is perhaps a little bit older, a little bit more experienced dealing with fragrances, and is not just wearing, you know, the run-of-the-mill designer fragrances that can be bought at a TJ Maxx. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but for somebody who has curated a more sophisticated palette, for lack of a better phrase, I think this one is a really beautiful fragrance. And I also think that this is great for formal scenarios. There's a lot of other fragrances from the brand that can be worn casually. I would save this one for a special occasion, I think. In terms of the presentation, I think it's really nice. I really like the sophisticated leather appeal of the bottle. The color combination I think is very classy as well. My final verdict on this fragrance is it is one of the best releases of 2023. That is a no-brainer. I do enjoy Givenchy Gentleman's Society. I also purchased the brand new light blue Summer Vibes by Dolce & Gabbana. I purchased about a dozen new designer fragrances that came out this year. Eternity Reflections by Calvin Klein. I'm telling you, this is one of the best fragrances that you can buy for 2023. I look forward to the day when it can be found discounted online. In that case, you know, I would highly encourage that you purchase it. If you want to hold off for the time being, because it is available, I think for the time being only at full retail, I completely understand your trepidation. But in any case, thank you for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something of value from today's review. I am very happy to have had this opportunity to review it for my subscribers. Thank you guys. I really love you, and I appreciate you watching all my videos. It means a lot. If you enjoyed this review, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, give it a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.